Hey, good morning everybody, and greetings from up here in the state of Connecticut. Today we're going to go out fishing. We're not going to be fishing this place, but we're going to drive north about an hour's worth. We're going to drive through the very green areas of Connecticut out to a place near Milford and Kent. That's right, you heard that correctly. On today's adventure, we're headed out to a smallmouth bass fishery on the Housatonic River. This is unfamiliar water for me. I've never fished this far up in the Northeast, and I don't know this river personally. Everything I know so far comes from research, maps, trail data, access points, and whatever information I could find online. Based on that, I pick a section that looks simple and approachable. No boat, no kayaks, just walking, wading where possible, and fishing from shore. One of the things that drew me to this spot is that part of the Appalachian Trail runs right alongside the river. That means we can hike, explore, and fish as we go, instead of committing to just one place. The fish we're after today is smallmouth bass, also known as bronzebacks. I've always heard of their aggressive and hard-fighting nature. I've never encountered this type of smallmouth before, only their distant, smaller cousin back in Texas. With my most recent fishing experience being in Utah and not having fished much over the past few years before that, today feels special. It's not just about catching fish, it's about being outside, combining hiking with time on the water, and exploring a part of Connecticut we've never seen before. It's late August, just before Labor Day. Everything is still green, and it feels like the perfect time to be out here. Let's see what the river gives us. I'm curious, have you ever gone somewhere thinking you knew what to expect, only to realize there was so much more beneath the surface? If so, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. After leaving the parking lot, we approach an old covered bridge, Bull's Bridge, built in 1842. We take a few minutes to stop and take it in. Covered bridges weren't built for looks. They were designed to protect the wood structure from the rain and snow. That simple idea helped this bridge last for centuries, and it still supports modern vehicles today. As we cross, we get our first glimpse of the river and the water conditions waiting for us. The scenery feels almost unreal, like something out of a fishing magazine. My excitement starts to build. Oh my gosh, look at this sight. This is what we're in for today. As much as I appreciate the bridge, I'm eager to get to the water. All right, that's what we have to look forward to. We finally step onto the Appalachian Trail. So we made it to the Appalachian Trail that we're going to follow here on the river. From here, we learned that it's 729 miles to Mount Katahdin in Maine and 1,459 miles to Springer Mountain, Georgia. There's no shortage of things to think about out here. Wild cats, bears, ticks, Lyme disease, snakes, poison ivy. This is my kind of adventure, that kind I like to invite friends on. Eventually, we get down to the water. I take a moment, soak it in, and gather my focus. This is where the day really begins. We made it here to the river, the Housatonic, right below Bull's Bridge. As you've seen with some of the pre-fishing footage, it looks magnificent. And what we're using is light rods and reels, light spinner baits. Oh, mine's open. Patricia lands the first smallmouth of the day. Come on, bring him in. He's a decent size smallie. Decent size. Decent size. Smallmouth. Compared to what I've been catching the past few years, this one feels big, strong, fast, and full of attitude. Decent size. 10-incher. Woo, he swallowed it. You need to switch over to this orange. We catch up with Chris and make a quick change to his setup. Small adjustments, but sometimes That's all it takes. Not long after, Patricia connects again. 2 fish in unfamiliar waters. Little smallie. All right. A good sign we're starting to read the river. So far, I've got one decent size smallmouth, probably about an 8-incher. He fought well. Patricia's up 3 and she lost 1. Chris has landed 1 and lost 2. And we switched him over to a slightly heavier rig because what he was throwing earlier, which was effective, but it's not balanced out with his rod because he's getting all these tangles. And so we also switched him over to an orange because Patricia has been catching them on this, and then I switched over to this and I started catching them, and then now we switched Chris over to this color, see if his luck doesn't change. We move further downstream, slowing things down and scanning the calmer stretches. This feels like the kind of water a pike might be slipping through. I keep watching for movement, tempted to throw something bigger, but I still haven't landed at smallmouth yet myself. The water is clear enough to see into. Every few steps I pause, just long enough to check for a fish that might already be watching us. We follow a faint trail along the river, hopping rocks to reach seams, ripples, and deep pockets. These runs feel perfect. Reading water like this is exciting. Slowing down, breaking it into pieces, and letting the river tell you where to cast. The river narrows into a gorge that feels more technical than we want today. So we turn back, climb up to the Appalachian Trail, and start looking for another access point. Stopping to fish a few deep runs we passed earlier, the ones that look too good to skip. Somewhere, the river opens up again. Some access points are steep and technical, the kind that make you slow down and plan your steps and commit once you start. Not long after getting back to the water, everything finally comes together, and I land my personal best smallmouth on my first outing.
That's the one I probably picked up.
Smallmouth. Oh, smallmouth. This is the biggest smallmouth I've ever caught.
Okay, right there. Ooh, that's awesome.
That's probably a good 3-pounder, maybe?
Yeah. Okay.
Adios, pescado.
Bye, Pascal.
You little bastard. There we go. Look at that.
I think mine was bigger.
Nice little small. That's what she said, I guess, huh? Mwah. Bye, buddy. There you go.
Ow, he hit me. We've had a magnificent day here on this river. It has been tremendously productive, way more productive than I imagined. And we're at the point where if we hike a little bit further down, we'll get to the finish point that we determined earlier in our planning. So not much more. It looks very tempting to go fishing, but the other thing that's stopping us is hunger. We're hungry and we can certainly stop, come back, maybe even fish further down the river. Like me personally, I got my fill of fish for the day. I could stop here. I could be happy. I could be satisfied. Don't have to go any further. Don't have to fish any more lures. Try to beat anybody else at fishing more fish. The people that came out with me enjoyed it tremendously. I'll have to get their commentary on it later. Oh, there's another one. All right, let's see what you got. That one. All right, this is what you got to do. Bring the line, so you grab the line like this, and then you got to grab their lip, inside their lip. You don't pinch it, you don't dig into it, you just grip it where you can feel like that they're gonna stay on. And you got to pay attention to the barb. You see the barb? And then you got to get it past that little, and that's why I don't like barbs. There it is. So there you go. There you go. That's been the average size, but we caught some monsters compared to those.
Yes.
All right, let's get him back.
Okay.
All right, so we're making our way back up the trail, and everybody agrees it's been a great, fun day here on the water. Fantastic opportunity. Not a whole lot of hiking to get to a prime spot. Very productive day. Lots of fish caught. Some things didn't happen because it didn't get caught on video, so there's no proof of it, no matter what somebody says. Looking forward to a good meal, because the bagels we had, which were badass, but they didn't last past 2 o'clock. And now we're making our way back to the car on the Appalachian Trail. Some days give you fish, other days give you perspective. This river gave us both.